This is the Dalton Highway, supposed to be one of the toughest roads in the world. So I am trying to make an attempt to drive all the way to the Arctic Ocean through this highway. Uh, I'm trying to stop at the Arctic sign here, and then I'll be staying overnight in Coldfoot camp, and then starting early morning tomorrow, Saturday, reaching all the way to the north to this Arctic Ocean that is also called Deadhorse or Prudhoe Bay, and then returning back to Fairbanks. I will be driving this Chevy Trax 2024, and that's going to be a total of 500 miles one way. So this is the Yukon River Bridge. there is a big load coming down, so this guy asked me to just stop here and wait here for a few minutes until the big load comes down. So I'm going to be here for a few minutes. Okay, here it is. So I'll be starting right after this. So it is getting too cold here. So to keep the battery working, we need to plug in the battery all the time. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, it is plugged in, so it stays this way all over the night until tomorrow morning when I start the car again. This is a Coldfoot camp room, and I'll be staying here overnight, and also spending few hours outside looking out for northern lights, and planning to start around 7 a.m. in the morning towards Prudhoe Deadhorse. Time to start to Prudhoe Deadhorse. It's another 250 miles to go. Now it is March 9, 2024. The time is 12:30 p.m. Just now reached Prudhoe Deadhorse. It was total of 250 miles from Coldfoot to Prudhoe. Along the way, I crossed Atigun Pass. That was about 5 miles long, and it was over the mountains at 8,500 feet elevation. Uh, the mountains were full of snow. Those are right next to the road. It looked like it can come down anytime. I couldn't record anything due to technical camera issue. After crossing the mountain, it was about 120 miles to reach Prudhoe Bay. The entire land after that is completely frozen with ice and snow, and it is almost flat, and it is called Arctic tundra. Nothing else to do here at Prudhoe Bay, and it is basically 12:50 p.m. I filled up the gas again, and it is time to return back to Coldfoot, which is going to be another 250 miles. It's almost 5:25 p.m. Just now reached Coldfoot camp again, and I just checked. There is no power, so there is no gas. If there is no gas, I cannot proceed any further. So I'm going to wait until the power comes up, and then I put the gas again. It's about 6:30 now. The power just came up, and I just filled the gas. So I am ready to start again towards Fairbanks. It's another 250 miles. If I am able to reach without any other breaks, I should be there around 12:30. And again, there was no recording because of a technical issue with the camera. This is unintended recording. I am really not sure how did this happen. This basically ended up erasing all my real recording for about 5 hours. That is my trip from Coldfoot to all the way to Prudhoe Bay. And it also erased my return trip through Atigun Pass. I realized there was a total of 110 minutes of junk recording, so decided to keep few minutes of junk recording anyways. The time now is about 1 a.m. local Alaska time, Fairbanks here. Reached safely after going all the way to Prudhoe Bay and back to Fairbanks. It took about 6.5 hours to cover 245 miles from Coldfoot to Fairbanks. In the middle, I took about an hour of break to watch Northern Lights and also to take some rest. Throughout the entire trip on this Dalton Highway, I didn't feel the road itself as dangerous or difficult to drive. The only thing is, most of the road is basically paved with ice. So it definitely needs some training to drive on the ice and snow. Once that is familiar, just driving on this road in the winter condition itself is not a dangerous one. Of course, if the weather gets bad, if the weather gets worse, then it will definitely a dangerous condition, and it would be very difficult to see the road if the snow is blowing in the wind and things like that. The only place where I felt it was dangerous to drive was around this Atigun Pass. The Department of Transportation Alaska says 5 miles of that road is pretty dangerous and don't stop, just drive. I felt it was about 10 to 15 miles around that area. It was looking very dangerous. Ice can fall and avalanche can happen anytime. I saw most of the road was paved with ice, literally paved with ice. And I also saw a lot of potholes that were fixed with ice. Since the temperature remains somewhere between minus 10 degree Fahrenheit to minus 40 degree Fahrenheit all the way throughout my drive, the ice never melts. So it probably makes sense to pave with ice, and probably makes sense to fix the potholes with ice in winter. Somewhere along the way, I started to feel the driving conditions might be worse in spring or summer. During the break in Coldfoot camp on my return trip, I did get a chance to talk to a couple of truck drivers who are doing it on this highway for about 15 years, they said. And they did confirm that they like to drive in the winter, which is better than summer and spring. Overall, the trip to Prudhoe Bay was enjoyable. It was good. It was a solo trip and it was good. I enjoyed it. I will probably plan another summer trip, maybe this year or next year or sometime in the future. This is the condition of the vehicle after returned. That's about it. Hope you had some nice time.